Here we go. So, this is Saturday, the 21st of February. We're in the UK. I'm doing a practice before stage two of the Zwift Games, and I'm risking ZRS points here. I'm going to do the Kaze Kicker again, but this time 510 to 650 ZRS. There's only 50 riders, just shy of 50 riders. I've got to finish in the top 25-ish, 47 riders, so probably top 23, 24, realistically. Uh, it was tough in the 390 to 510. This is the 510 to 650. This is one group higher than I should be in. I should be in the phase two, 450 to 570, but I'm risking it. I'm going to practice for stage two, averaging 325 watts top left. This might be ridiculously stupid of me to do this, risking ZRS points, but it's what I've got to do. It's a higher category. This is where you get better. This is where you get stronger. So let's just see. I've no idea how this is going to pan out. Obviously, there's only 47 riders. There were 200 in my first race, and it was anyone and everyone in that ZRS category, the best of the best. So I suspect, as this is later in the week for the Kaze Kicker, with probably half the riders and some of the better riders in this category aren't obviously racing. However, looking at this category, the top 10 usually it's 4.2 to 4 watts per kilo for the winners. Some lighter riders than me, I'm 75, 76 kilos, some 65 to 70 kilos here, makes a huge difference. And 4.2 watts a kilo, I'm 3.5 watts a kilo. To give you an idea, look at the rider going off the front again. It's not as fast and furious, funnily enough, as my first race in a lower category. However, I think from experience, the difference is in the higher cats, it's on the climbs. That's when the pushing happens. And from 5k to the finish, you tend to get massive attacks from what I've seen. So let's see. I've just used the feather there ridiculously. This is something I should have learnt from the first one. There's a barrier coming up, but you don't get a power up, or I didn't in the first one after this sprint here. So I should have saved the feather for the hill, but everything is waiting for this climb. And if I can hold on in that first group and go over the top and stay on the flat, looking at the pace now, which isn't killing me, I'm 271 average, that's touching my FTP of 272. So I can hang on there on the flat and the descent, and that would just leave me the final kicker. Let's see. Someone's attacking again. They pull in the group, but I'm staying there. I'm hanging in. It's not ridiculous. I mean, it is fast paced, you know. Let's not be daft about this, but it's this hill, this climb. What is going to happen on this climb? I'm prepared, and I've been prepared to give it absolutely everything. I just cannot get dropped. If I'm dropped, from the start, I think 3 or 4 riders got dropped. So let's say 42, 40 riders are in this pack. I suspect they're all going to go over the top. So if I don't go over the top and I get dropped, I suspect I'm 35th to 40th. I'm going to lose ZRS points. So I've got to go over the top and not get dropped. I can't emphasise it anymore. I'm feeling pretty good. It's Saturday morning, so I'm not working. I've had a bit of a lie-in. I've had some good nutrition. I've had a good couple of races last week. So 269 average. I'm having to stay in 16th gear. That's the difference. Usually I'm in 15th, doing 90 to 95 RPM. I'm putting a bit more torque into this. Here we go. Surely I'm not going to be standing up in 16th on these orange bits. Let's see what I'm going to have to do. Ordinarily, I'd be in 15th gear, standing on the orange, sitting on the yellow, cruising on the blue. Having to get up. Look, they're just pulling in front. Having to do 450 watts. That's typical of what I do. But look, you can see I'm usually at the front of the pack here, plus I've no feather. Doing okay here. There's a long way to climb here. Another 100 feet at least, 150 feet. I'm doing okay in the front 6, but it's being stretched. Look on the right, top graphic. People are coming past me because I've dropped into 15th gear. That's the difference. If I was in 15th now, doing exactly the same, 400, well, coming up to 400 watts, 430 watts. I'm doing okay still. If I can get to this blue bit, struggling. Look, I'm 25th. I'm halfway down the pack now. Okay, get into the back of this pack. Then there's a little descent. Or flat-ish. It's split the pack in half, this. This is the difference. This is the quality difference. Doing 287 average after 2.5 miles. Look, they're dropping me. I need to keep sat down, stand up on the orange. I'm having to stand on the yellow here. I'm coming into the back of the pack. That's good. But what's that? That's burnt me, that. I'm having to sit down and they're going to take off again. Stay in that pack. 289 average, 15th. You see, they're a gear ahead. Same RPM, gear ahead. Gear up, sorry. That's the difference. In fact, they've got the feathers as well. Bloody schoolboy error by me there. That's a 390 to 510 error in a higher cat. Stand up. I'm still pushing. Look on this orange. I'm pleased with this. If I can just stay here, I'll be able to roll into the back of the pack. There's a blue bit coming. Look, there's the top there, actually. Come on. 292 average. I'll be going 2.8 miles. Come on. Push it. Stand. Should be doing 400 here, not 370. Again, that's the difference in class. That's the step up. They're just pulling away. The British rider here just sat on my wheel, standing up on the yellow, 400 watts. Come on. Get into the back of there, else I'm going to get pushed away. Blue bit here. Struggling like mad here. 296 average. Look, they're pulling away. If I do not get in, I'm getting dropped. Come on, I've done so much hard work here. Pull. Come on, 435 watts. At least get on this other rider's tail, on his wheel. I've been dropped. There you go. In 3.2 miles, and what have we done? Less than 10 minutes, I'm out of the race. 3 seconds ahead, they're in a group. They're going to go in on that flat, racing together. I'll try and get hold of this wheel in front, but he's sprinting as well. I've been dropped 5 seconds ahead that group. They're all doing 5 watts a kilo. You can see, look at the graphic on the top. No chance. I'm not even getting onto the wheel. I'm 28th already. And I'm never going to survive on my own. 293 watts average. I know it's flat. There's a group of 4 riders behind. As you can see, 2 Poles, a Spanish and a German. And then I guess there's the last group. I'm in the wilderness here. I'm 2 seconds behind the person in front. Look, can I try and catch up to them? Not doing 350 watts. I'm not going to catch anybody there. Still 290 average for what is the first 10 minutes. I mean, that's the difference. That's the difference in class. I will be dropping ZRS points here. Blimey, not intentionally. I've given this a real go, look, they're 13 seconds ahead, 14 seconds ahead. If I'd just stayed over there, I would have had half a chance. But that's the difference. You know, and this isn't even the best version of 510 to 650 group of riders. I'm sure you watch at the start of the week, you'll have 100 in this group at least, perhaps 150. They've gone well into the distance now. And look, you see the riders behind because the group of 4 of them, they're going to catch up. So I'm going to sit in, the plan is going to sit in with them and finish with the second group. That will, look, if I finish 28th, that'll be an achievement. I want to say that's going to be an achievement still. Because I'm just punching above. My ZRS is 510. That puts me bang at the bottom of this group. Right at the bottom. There'll be no one else on 510. Absolute beginner in this group. Right, I don't want to let them pass me here because they're coming through here. They're chasing down that rider in front, which is good because we'll all swallow him. There we go. Just staying there. Okay, so I've got a group to ride with. At worst, I'm going to finish 32nd because, look, the group behind are 11 seconds and then the rest. We're fine. 32nd, well, I said an achievement would have been not to lose ZRS top half. Very interesting how they went off. They didn't, oh, look at this. Everyone's splitting up. They don't want me drafting. Don't let the flipping lowest rider draft off us. No. Blimey, give me a bit of relief, please. I'm going to be drafting off you because I'm not going at the front of here. No chance. 278 average after 12 minutes. It's above my FTP in 15th gear. So this is me. This is my type of riding. 15th, 85 to 90 RPM. And I'm going to stay with these to the finish. Let's speed it up a bit. No surprises here. Look, I'm going to finish either 27th or 32nd. It's as simple as that. That's the best and worst I can do. Let's roll it forward to 2.5 miles down the descent. No surprises here. 2.5 miles to go. We've got the little kicker. They've pushed it up a little bit, and because we're on the descent, I've put it into 16th gear, low 80s RPM. 256 average. So it's not quite the average I was playing with in my lower category. However, I'm obviously towards the back of this cat here, in the back, 3/4. I'm just going to sit in here. No one's attacking off here. Look at the front group, 1 minute and 8 seconds ahead. And you've got a lone rider that's been dropped 36 seconds behind. I don't think we'll catch them with 2 miles to go. I would, even though they're on their own. Williamson, 35 seconds. We'll get within 10 seconds perhaps when push comes to shove. 30 seconds as you can see below. So that's the difference when you're riding with a group or you're on your own, you just get eaten up. I'm really proud to have had a go at this group because this is where I want to be. This is where I want to be riding. So it's the category just below the advanced category. The advanced category being 650 to 1,000. This is the highest category for the rest of the the rest of the riders on Zwift, which I suspect is the vast majority. Yeah, look, 30 seconds to Williamson, the Brit, but 1.5 miles to go, so we're not going to catch him. Williamson. Just too much to do there. 253 average. I've stuck in 16th gear because I remember the Kaze Kicker early in the week, and when you get to the bottom of that descent, it gets pretty quick. People start attacking. and it was getting to 4 watts a kilo in the lower category for the last 5k. So we've got this kicker here, little intro, then a little blue bit, and then it's not a huge thing. I'm still in 16th here. I don't think I'll be continuing that up the next bit. 1.2 miles to go. Fantastic course, this Kaze Kicker. Really enjoyed it the first time. You watch on YouTube, every YouTuber who's recording, it's the same story. It was absolute. FTP is being broken left, right, and centre. Look, I need to stick in here. You see how they've gone off there? See, look, I'm usually at the front of the climbs in my group, and I'm really struggling. I'm sat down here. I think my plan was the penultimate orange, stand up, and then go over the top with us. Here we go. Yeah, still pushing it. I'm proud to be in it. Look, I'm usually at the front though here doing 400 watts. It's such a surprise. I'm gonna have to stay up here, stay up for this orange. Torres there, the German. Williamson 11 seconds behind. We really reined that rider in. There. Keep stood up to the bridge, and then you got a little bit of respite. I come through at the top. That's more like it. Right, I need to keep the pedal down now because I know this is where they attack. See that there? So up to 16th gear, or I'm going to get dropped on the flat, which is ridiculous, on the little descents, which is ridiculous. So I'm back in the pack there. Williamson 13 seconds, really reined that rider in. It's just too late. We're not going to catch. We're 0.7 of a mile to go. It's going to hot up here. 10 miles done, 0.7 miles to go. Get onto the dusty bit now. If I remember, someone's gone through there, pushing. Gonna have to stand up to rein them back in. Two corners to go. Oh, everyone's having a go now. I'm going to have to stand up, else I'm dropped. Else I will finish last here. 0.5 miles to go, and they've gone for it. I'm having to do 450 watts on the flat just to stay in contention. Slow down. Everyone slow down, wait for me. Williamson 10 seconds. Yeah, not quite reined him in. Still 10 seconds, so he just fired to the barrier there. Fair play on their own, that rider. 8 seconds. Having to stand up 0.2. No, we were here before the sprint. There, someone's gone already. 1,000. I'm going to have to stand up, so I'm just getting blown away here. Look at the difference on these. I mean, I'm not a sprinter. I'm trying 533 watts, 534. That's a lot for me. That is a lot for me. But look, they're just blasting me away. 100 feet to go. Bingo. What have I done? 259 average, probably 3.4 watts a kilo. Less than before. Yeah, it's rounded it up to 3.5. That's actually 10 seconds slower than I did earlier in the week. Whoa. Right, that's a bit of fitness under the belt. I won't be rushing into this category. I've probably lost, I think I lost 1 ZRS point just looking on the companion app retrospectively. That was tough. That was tough, I'm telling you. Those hills, that's the difference. I think I did my best 5 minutes here. Let's have a look. It says there 315 watts. It says my best is 316. Just have a look in a minute. I think I do get a record. A PR, which is so typical of this course this week. Everyone's been smashing PRs, FTP. There you go, 316. Says I've lost -6 racing score, but that was corrected. I did lose 1 to 509. Fantastic there. If you enjoyed that, like and subscribe. I will be on Zwift Racing Games Stage 2. Take care. See you soon.